For a long time, I thought therapy was for people who were seriously struggling, like they had gone bonkers. I didn't think it was for someone like me. I was functioning, being very responsible. I was doing what needed to be done. Except internally, I didn't quite feel like myself and I didn't know how to express that. Hi, my name is Lydia, and on this channel, we talk about navigating life intentionally through the lens of transitions. Because some of us are not just trying to go through life. We want to understand it. We want to grow through it because our ultimate goal is to thrive. We're trying to make sense of who we are becoming through the experiences we have, especially when life includes multiple transitions, multiple roles, multiple expectations, and there's very little guidance on how to process all of it. So this space is for those of us who are thoughtful about how they live, people who want to understand themselves better so they can support the people they love better. And they also want to build lives that feel aligned internally and those not just looking like successful externally. Well, let's get back to the story. Now, after getting back to Kenya, after going through my first experience with someone talking about depression, I was like, oh, okay. Now, after feeling like I had somehow failed, after trying to rebuild structure while raising young children, I knew something internally did not feel settled at all. I could not fully explain it at the time. I just knew I did not like the version of myself I was used to being. So I isolated myself in Kenya. I had always believed that mental health support was only necessary in extreme situations. I think growing up in the context of our society where there was no talk of mental health, it was either you're okay or you're not, you're crazy. So when anybody mentioned mental health, for me it seemed like, oh, am I supposed to be institutionalized? Am I speaking to myself? Am I seeing ghosts? Am I the extreme part of it? I did not yet understand that transitions themselves can create internal strain, especially when several major life changes happen close together. Now, I remember saying that I was referred to a therapist, and for the first time, I began speaking with a professional. I started hearing words that described what I had been experiencing internally, and that changed something for me. Because when you don't have language for what you're experiencing, it can feel like something is wrong right here with you. But when there's language, there's context. And I appreciate that because context can be very stabilizing. I might have felt destabilized because I didn't have the words to describe the feeling, the words to describe the experiences. Now, after that, I began to understand that I had gone through multiple transitions within a relatively short period of time. I'd never even had those words, transitions. I had relocated countries. I had been shifting professional directions because, my law degree wasn't recognized and I was trying to figure out what else to do despite also having one master's degree in international development. Things just, professionally I felt very destabilized. I had become a mother twice. I was adjusting to new responsibility. I was rebuilding structure. I had lost a lot of familiar reference points. The things that worked in the system in Kenya did not work in America, and so I felt like I was constantly like on a rug in the air, and there was a lot of wind. I couldn't ground. And I had not given myself time to process what those experiences actually required internally. I will confess that there was relief in realizing that this was not about weakness, it was about adjustment. My internal world was responding to change. Change is what we definitely experience outside. We see it. I had moved locations. I was very physical. I had been a mother, very physical. But internally, which is what is called transition, I had not dealt with that. I really had not transitioned into my new environment, new roles properly. And I was struggling with that. Now, that experience changed how I understand mental health. I'm very happy I did go through that session, those sessions, because I no longer see it as something only needed in moments of crisis. I see it as a form of support that helps us understand ourselves more clearly. And clarity influences the decisions we make. So for me, mental health support is just like, you change the oil in your car, you clean your house, I don't know whether it's every day or every weekend, you clean your clothes, you shower, you make your hair. It's like a maintenance for me. And so I religiously do it because I know that having a therapist, having someone to, share with, and it doesn't have to always be struggles. Just maybe you're thinking about something, you're trying to figure out, is this good for me, is this not good for me, or there's just something that you need someone else's perspective with. So for me now, mental health support feels similar to maintaining any important system. If something matters, my dear, we take care of it consistently. And not only when something stops working. So my mental health is very important and I take care of it consistently, and I would urge you to do so. Now, one thing I've learned also through these multiple transitions is that awareness changes how we move. Awareness makes a big difference. When we understand what is happening internally, we can respond more intentionally externally. So if you're someone who thinks deeply about life, who reflects, who wants to grow, who wants to understand yourself better, support can be part of that process. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your life is complex. And there might just be someone that can unlock something in you. And understanding yourself creates stability, even when life is changing. Well, that experience became the beginning of a different relationship with myself. One that includes reflection, curiosity, and support when needed, honestly, because growth requires integration. There's a lot that I might not know how to explain myself. There's a lot that is maybe in a different environment that someone else understands better than me. But I want to grow, and so I need to integrate what I have with where my environment is to fully experience life. Here, we want to thrive. We really, really do want to thrive. Now, if you've ever had an experience where something finally made sense internally, you understand how grounding that can feel. I hope you do. And sometimes, understanding is where meaningful change begins. Thank you for listening. The next session or the next video, the next episode will be our final one for this season 6, my apologies. We are keeping it short this season because season 7 is about to come, and also because this was just a little bit of what really actually happened from going from instability into stability, and how therapy made a lot of sense. So our next episode, I'm just going to talk about how I transitioned again professionally after losing the confidence I had before. I had not worked for 3 years and things just fell apart. So I want to bring that as I close season 6 and then open up season 7, which is where I go back to America after 3 years. So come along. If this resonated, please subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one, which will be aired tomorrow. See you then.